When Columbus Day is celebrated, how do you feel his legacy is meant to be remembered?
Currently, his legacy is remembered by predominantly people in elementary schools through projects and different sort of things we do to remember, the start of America. And usually, when he's taught, we learn of the three boats he came on. We learn of when he came here, he was very peaceful, and he found a new continent by accident. But after that, he brought other people who settled, and from there on, we had America.
So you're saying it's taught in more of a positive light.
Yeah, because calling him a murderer and saying he accidentally found a continent was
How do you feel
not
about
that
Columbus
positive.
Day?
Well, I mean, not exactly in a positive light. He wasn't really a great adventurer. He was just a guy who accidentally found a continent and then decided to take it over. With well, his country decided to take it over. He was just the means that they could do that. But
So,
actually, on that point, that's also revisionist history since we're looking at it from our time period. If we look at it from theirs, it was probably a bit more normal because it was the time of imperialism. So at that point, it was probably a bit more normal, and from that light, you can probably see it as a little bit more positive. But that's the same thing as like Jefferson, who had slaves and was seen as a hypocrite now because he had slaves and was against slavery. But for that time, it was a bit more normal. So I guess like in a historical context, it wasn't as bad as we feel about it now, or at least some do.
so, would you change how we celebrate this holiday?
I think we should teach it from a more historical perspective. Talk about imperialism more. Explain that to students. Talk about Britain. Britain was big. Spain, all very big contributors to imperialism. Show maybe like the map of the early colonies and where the imperialists had their stock in that sort of land before the United States was independent. It would give a more historical context to what was at that time more normal.
Alright, thank you. And I have permission to film you?
Yeah.